outlook would be for the second half?
Assessment of the first half, I think, is we are a evolving team that's trying to be competitive more consistently. And we've shown some signs of that and are still fighting to be more consistent in that regard. I think the outlook for the second half is to grow in that area and to find a way to be more consistent as the better teams are in this league.
Hey, Mitch. I know it's not about you. Respectfully, I understand that approach, but a lot of your colleagues in the league, Jamal Mosley, for one, has said that you've done Coach of the Year level work in this situation. Just have you taken any time to sort of not appreciate where you are, but reflect on how this role came about obviously very suddenly and for reasons that none of us wanted, but you've done very well with it. Have you heard any of that praise from other coaches in the league, and I guess how does it affect you?
I have not. I've talked to some privately, obviously, and there's not a lot of time for reflection right now. I think there are moments, obviously, that you could stand out in my head, whether it's how this game went, something you wanted to do differently, something that felt good, playing on Christmas. There are circumstances around every game, right? But in terms of reflection, the current of this league is rapid. And for someone who has not been in this position long at all, it's very rapid. So I'm just trying to keep up.
Hey, Coach, I know you've been with the Spurs organization for a while. If you could describe to us what you've learned and how Coach Pop has influenced you, and what kind of contact day-to-day are you having with Coach Pop as you go through this?
Yeah, the Spurs organization and Coach Pop, it's class personified, the character, the integrity, the process, not skipping steps. A lot of the things that I think many people have said or heard over the years, I would echo those sentiments. Coach Pop, for me personally, has been, he's changed my life in terms of just being able to learn under him, watch him from afar and closely, and get to the point where, we could challenge each other in ways. And I've been blessed to be able to grow in my voice and be empowered by him in many ways. And we are in contact constantly. Again, he is watching games, still opinionated as he's ever been, and competitive, and what you would think. So giving praise and cussing me out all at the same time.
Thank you. Mitch, did you get to know Gus Williams? Did you know him?
I did, very well.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Yeah, no, he was one of my dad's closest teammates, and didn't have any kids of his own, so he would check in on me quite a bit, and we'd stay in contact. And he was very close to my dad, kind of like a little brother of my dad's, because he was younger on the team, and my dad was a vet, so very close with him.
I apologize for asking this with one game left before you fly over, but when you guys realized that Paris was on the calendar and knowing what that would mean to Victor and to the league and to France and all those things, I've been there for the Paris games before. The ones on Thursday and Saturday are going to be very, very different, obviously. Just how nice is this opportunity for Victor? How nice is this opportunity for the Spurs to do it?
Yeah, I mean, we have a long history with France for obvious reasons in many ways. So it's just another milestone or opportunity, I think, to probably strengthen that bond or connection. Very cool for Vic. Obviously, he just got done in the Olympics as well. I think anytime anybody gets to play, perform back home, especially when that's not something you do consistently or regularly, it's a pretty cool opportunity. I'm sure there'll be people at the game that haven't seen him play in a long time, or typically maybe never have. Hometown kids get to see you that are across the water, maybe never been to an NBA game. So I know there's a lot of things, not to speak for him, that I'm sure he's looking forward to and that are unique in a very, very cool way for him to connect, especially because the Olympics is probably harder to do some of that stuff. Again, I don't want to assume, but that would be my thought.
Seemed like Riley Minix was shooting the ball pretty well before the injury. What did you guys see from him?
Yeah, it stinks anytime someone's got that long road ahead, but Riley's great temperament and personality, and looking forward to him attacking the process, and he was having a really good season along with that whole Austin crew. So really disappointed that that happened, but surgery already happened and went well, and he's already started the process. So excited to get him back on the court.
Coach Spo mentioned, that he reached out to you early on, and just wondered your relationship with him and how did that start?
Yeah, another person that I've studied, watched, admired from afar. Last 2 summers, I've had the opportunity to be in Vegas with Team USA during their training camp there. And so he was one of the obviously main guys running the show there, and I got to spend some time with him and pick his brain and ask questions. And so it's been great, as this organization has been, again, similar to San Antonio with the stability in the class and success. So to be able to get to know him a little bit and ask him some questions and whatnot was, selfishly very cool for me. And then when this happened, he did reach out, which was totally unnecessary, but very grateful that he did, and had some just simple but very, very encouraging and helpful insight and words to what I was walking into.